Hello and welcome to our Year with the Ears, our daily vlog where we relive our year living in the Walt Disney World resorts in 2019. Today is day 274.
We woke up this morning here at Bay Lake Tower in our deluxe studio and got ready for the day, and then we headed out. We were going to spend the entire day out at the parks. It is October 1st, which is the anniversary of Magic Kingdom and also of Epcot, but we're not actually going to celebrate any of the anniversaries. We're going to Epcot because today they're rolling out a ton of new merchandise for Epcot, and there's a new show replacing Illuminations called Epcot Forever, so we want to go and check out all the new stuff going on at Epcot, even though it's not really a specific anniversary celebration. When we took the monorail over from Bay Lake Tower to the TTC, then we transferred to Epcot, the very first place we went was Mouse Gear, because that's where they have all the new merchandise, and they had a ton of new stuff. They were rolling out a new logo for Epcot and a ton of merchandise to go with it, everything from shirts to hats to water bottles. Anything you can imagine they could slap their logo on, they found a way to do it. And then they had Epcot Forever merchandise as well. So they had t-shirts and ornaments and all kinds of stuff for Epcot Forever, including an annual pass holder exclusive hoodie that I actually really liked because it wasn't a thick hoodie. It was one of those hoodies made of t-shirt material, which is pretty much all you really ever need in Florida. At least that's all that I ever need because I'm pretty warm all the time anyway. So I was like, do I really want to get a hoodie living in Florida? But it's a t-shirt material, so I picked up one of the hoodies and one of the Epcot hats.
And then we went and did something we have never done before. We gave Robert his very own photo shoot. He went and put that hoodie on and I took pictures of him. Normally it is the other way around. However, today he got his own photo shoot with his hoodie, but it is very hot today. So as soon as those pictures were done, he went and changed back into what he was wearing before.
And I think you can tell from the pictures why it's not normally me in the photo shoots, but instead it's Alyssa because, well, I just shouldn't be modeling clothing. I should just stick to taking the pictures, and that's fine with me. From there, we headed on to another new experience here at Epcot at the Odyssey. This was the Epcot Experience, and this is brand new. They're basically showing us all of the things that are going to be coming here at Epcot in the next few years, because there's a lot of construction going on and things are starting to get really walled off here at Epcot. So they were using this to kind of show you what you can expect in the next few years and get everybody a little bit excited about what's to come.
We were so impressed with the Epcot Experience. It is the coolest thing ever. It is an entire 360-degree room where there are just projections everywhere. So we stayed in here for multiple rounds watching the whole thing over and over again, because these take the prettiest pictures with all the details everywhere, and they really did include even the smallest details, which was awesome. So we just kept watching it to see all the little things we were missing each time before.
It was by far the most immersive commercial I've ever been inside of. It was incredible. Seriously though, the projection mapping on the model was my favorite part. It was just so cool to watch.
After watching that many times and literally everyone rotating through, and we're just standing there like going all the way around to see all the different things, we did walk right outside because there are photo pass opportunities right out here, and we're always up for those. The first one was basically just the new Epcot logo with some balloons. We took some fun pictures there, and then we got to sit on a ride for the new Guardians of the Galaxy ride, which is still not open, but we were very excited about it, and we look like we're having a great time. The next stop was Remy's Ratatouille Adventure, which pretty much looks how it does now, which is really awesome, and it is really cool to look back 2 years ago and see these photos now that we've actually been on the ride. The final one was basically us standing on top of Spaceship Earth, I guess was the look
which
there.
is probably never going to happen in real life unless Disney wants to put us up there and let us take a picture. If you're listening, Disney, that would be awesome for one of us at least.
No.
Yeah, I know. They had that iconic photo though with the Imagineers up there that were building it, and it's really cool. So we got to recreate it without the heights issue that Alyssa doesn't want. I love that picture personally. I thought it was great.
At this point, we are starving because we've had a lot of fun and actually forgot to eat because we were having such a good time looking at everything, experiencing it all. But it is time to eat, and we are in Epcot, which means we've got amazing options. The first place we went was the donut box.
I got the sweet corn fritters that were actually really good, but Alyssa couldn't try them because they had some coloring in the sauce they put on top. I wasn't too upset about that because I really like them. I'm a big corn fritter fan anyway, and they did a really nice job on these. Then we moved on to the donuts. They had the strawberry dusted donut holes, which they had as an option in a strawberry smoothie with a donut hole sitting on top, so I just got that. And again, Alyssa couldn't have any because food coloring, but I enjoyed it. I thought the smoothie was a little bit too sweet, but the donut hole itself was really good. And then they had another donut that I wasn't going to buy because it came with an alcoholic drink. It was a chocolate espresso covered donut. And I was like, oh, that donut would be really good. I said, do you sell it besides the drink? Because it's only listed on the drink. And they were like, oh, if you just want the donut, you can buy the donut by itself. You might want to put that on the menu because I'm going to buy one of those. And of the two, the strawberry and the espresso, I actually enjoyed the chocolate espresso more. I thought it had better flavor and it wasn't quite as sweet as the strawberry one was.
And while he was enjoying all of his treats, I walked over to see the Cool Wash because this is a really different experience they have. Basically, you get to choose a different type of Coke slushie. They have tons of different flavors. And then you get to add toppings. And they have the weirdest things when it comes to toppings. But they had a bunch of different examples and they looked awesome. So as far as pictures go, these looked really fun, very colorful, really great. But as far as tasting, I looked at these and thought, there's no way any of that tastes good. It's just not possible.
So we didn't buy anything there because even if you did want to try it, you probably couldn't have because all the coloring. Mm-hmm. And we moved on to a booth that we have not tried yet called Coastal Eats.
We got several items here. We got the lump crab cake, which we both absolutely loved. It had amazing flavor, was not super heavy, which was great because that means we can try other things. We also got the bass, which was really, really good. Not as good as the first thing we had, but we still really enjoyed it.
And then we got the shrimp and scallop scampi, which looked really good, and Alyssa loves both shrimp and scallops, so thought this would definitely be the winner of the three. And neither of us were really happy with this dish. It was just a very strong, fishy dish and didn't really have a lot of flavor besides just the strong fish flavor. We were like, yeah, I think we're going to stick with the bass and the crab cake, and we just kind of passed on the scampi. So 2 out of 3, not too bad. And we also, of course, had those donuts, so I'm pretty full at this point. Alyssa might have a few more things, but I was kind of full.
We considered doing some more snacking, but it is getting really hot, and so we decided to head back to the resort instead. But we are going to do some snacking later today because there were several things I still wanted to try. So we did take the monorail back to the TTC and then over to Bay Lake Tower. We decided to work for the afternoon and just enjoy the AC in our room because we've been doing a lot of walking. It's really hot. So we just stayed in the room, did a little bit of work, and just kind of relaxed for the afternoon.
Around dinner time, we got back on the monorail and went back over to Epcot to finish our snacking and get a spot for Epcot Forever. We went all the way around to Italy because we still haven't been there and they have several items on the menu and we kind of wanted to try all of them. Ravioli was the first thing we tried and kind of expected it to be really good because it's Italy, and it turned out to be just kind of like mediocre ravioli, and we were like, okay, well, that's not really our favorite thing here. So we moved on to the ribs, which sounded kind of weird because they were balsamic vinaigrette glazed ribs, which is a really weird thing to me. But the flavor was awesome. I really liked these ribs.
They were definitely the favorite of the two. We also got the chicken strips with marinara, which were just literal chicken strips. So that's cool. I guess I could have just gotten chicken nuggets instead of paying the price for the booth here.
I mean, they were good.
We tried them. So.
Yeah, they were good chicken strips, I guess. They also had a cannoli, and the cannoli was
a cannoli.
A cannoli, which you can't really do a lot with a cannoli. You either dip it in chocolate or you don't. It has pistachios or it doesn't. It was good, but it was, again, just a cannoli. And then they had their new special dessert, the chocolate hazelnut cake, which was on a popsicle stick.
And Robert got one bite because it was so good, and I did allow him to try it.
I enjoyed it. It was
However,
a great bite.
You got everything at the donut box.
I know.
This was mine, and it was delicious. It was actually really nice that it was cold because it was very refreshing as well, and just left a really nice flavor in my mouth. So I ended on that high note. I didn't want to try anything else tonight because that just made me really happy.
And as we finished up our food, it was getting later. People were starting to crowd around, getting a spot for Epcot Forever. So we decided to keep walking. We knew where we like to watch Illuminations from, but we haven't seen Epcot Forever yet, so we don't know where is the good place to watch it. So we decided to try somewhere different, somewhere that we normally wouldn't necessarily watch Illuminations, and we walked all the way over to Japan. We found a spot in between America and Japan and set up there, met some new friends and started chatting with them because we're all stuck here for the next hour and a half waiting on it to start, and eventually Epcot Forever kicked off, and this is the replacement for the 20-year-long Illuminations Reflections of Earth. And we really enjoyed the music from this, especially I did, because I remember a lot of the original attractions that had those songs. So it was kind of a throwback nostalgic thing. The kites that they flew around were really, really cool. And then it was over and we were like, huh.
I am unsatisfied.
That was a fireworks show that had some pyrotechnic things they did, and it was incredibly short. And I just felt unfulfilled after that because I was like, it feels incomplete. And I loved it, and I loved the things they did. They did a great job with the score, and they did a great job with all the effects and all the fun stuff like the flaming kites. But it just wasn't really the right follow-up to Illuminations, and we were really glad to know that it was only going to be temporary until Harmonious is done.
And I mean, to be fair, you really can't expect a lot from a show that is literally called Epcot Forever, and then we're told it's supposed to run for 9 months. They kind of set us up for this.
Yeah, they did.
Like, they were kind of preparing us, but it was good. We enjoyed it. We watched it, and we were so grateful that it's temporary.
We did film the entire thing, so if you do want to see it, you can watch it. It's linked in the description below. Of course, I'm sure there's a ton of other better copies on YouTube. You can watch those too. I do love the music. I really do. It was very nostalgic, but I'm also very excited for Harmonious to see that as a real replacement fireworks spectacular there at Epcot. After it was all over, we made our way out of the park with everyone else, hopped back on the monorail, back over to the TTC, and then from the TTC got on a monorail and went over to Magic Kingdom because tonight is another Halloween party and our night is not over yet. So we got off the monorail and went in the park. Of course, the first place we went was to the allergy-friendly candy for Alyssa. And then we walked outside and the Boo-to-You parade was just coming around. So we went and got a spot and watched Boo-to-You because this is just such a fun parade. I could seriously watch it every time we're here, except the nights that I'm totally exhausted and just want to pop in and get candy. And I love seeing it. There's always something new going on. You don't really know all the floats unless you've seen it a ton of times. So there's always little changes that you're like, oh, I didn't realize that character was on that float or whatever.
We do love all the different characters they have. It's such a wide variety, and I love that so much. When the parade was over, we did go and get that special Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party Sorcerers of the Magic Kingdom card. We've been trying to collect a few of those. And then we decided to walk back to Bay Lake Tower. We've had a very long day. We've had so much fun, but we're also very tired, and we're so grateful that we can just walk back to our resort.
Very nice.
Don't have to wait for a bus or anything. So we walked back to Bay Lake Tower and got ready for bed, and that was the end of our day today. So we'll see you tomorrow
For our Year with the Ears.